J.K. Dobbins out multiple weeks, confirmed. We knew this was coming. IR has been whispered for a while, and it is still, according to this report from Jordan Schultz and many other reports, IR is still a real possibility. But for the next foreseeable future, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 7 weeks, the entire season, maybe. RJ Harvey has decided to board a shuttle while all of you are sleeping to Saturn, and he's ready to explode in week number 11. You better have RJ Harvey in your lineups, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a panic chamber edition here. All non-Harvey owners, you are in the panic chamber.
You are in the panic chamber.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Triple H and Associates they're back open for business, baby. And all of you that said they weren't, they were closed. This no low-down, dirty company, this associate group that they were finagling you out of your value, swindling you. No, I don't think so. Every one of these guys is on the rise, but Travis Hunter, but he's injured. And honestly, Hampton was on his way. Hampton was going to be a superstar too. They're back, baby. They're back.
Jam. Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Yeah, it all started with the boy named Ibuka, who has been electric.
Emeka Ibuka, he is him. Buka is fast. With Buka you will win. Emeka is a rocket ship. Emeka, he's our man. He is Buka, hear him roar. Let's just let's score some more. Buka is a rocket ship. Buka, he's our man.
Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby. Taking it to the house every time he touches the football, baby.
House go. Tandy. And now we've had Ibuka doing his thing. Ibuka leading
Call HHH
the way.
and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Hendy topping it off. Harvey topping it off further. It all starts in week number 11. Now, if you're going to be going, Smitty's celebrating injury. Oh my God. I had 2 people in my comments say, you lost a follower. Oh no. You lost a follower. You're celebrating injury. Oh. If you can't chew gum and walk at the same time, I have no time for you anyway. The door's over there. Bye. We'll see you later, pal. No one's celebrating that someone's injured. Nobody's sitting here trying to celebrate and, I'll be so glad. No one's glad J.K. Dobbins got injured. But if you want me to pretend and lie to your face that I'm not glad he's not in the lineup, there's the door. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a human being, and I'm going to be honest with you. I always tell you I'm never going to lie to you. I'm not lying to you. I'm not thrilled that J.K. Dobbins is even still on the roster. And so you could say whatever you want, celebrating, this is weird. He's celebrating injury. You interpret it however you want. Here's how I feel about J.K. Dobbins not playing the next handful of games.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
This is how I feel about R.J. Harvey playing or starting the next handful of games.
Let him cook.
You think you interpret it however you want. I'm not here to tell you how to live, breathe, sleep, eat, but I am here how to tell you how to draft R.J. Harvey.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Okay. Ma,
I smell meatloaf.
Ma, get that rack of meatloaf ready. Ma's been cooking meatloaf all year. She never stopped. I know a lot of people thought, weeks 1 through 8, no Harvey meatloaf, no Hendy meatloaf, only Buka meatloaf. But Ma's been slaving in the kitchen all year long. There's a rack for each one. Harvey, there's a rack of meatloaf.
Talk on the rise.
Hendy, there's a rack of meatloaf.
You've just
And Buka's been eating meatloaf since he was born.
Let him cook.
And Hunter, let's try and rain on Smitty's parade real quick. Oh, and Hunter, LOL. Am I right? Am I right, everybody in the chat? Am I right? You're lucky I knocked the batteries out of my megaphone. I don't have it. Am I right, Hunter? Oh, guys, we got him. We got him, Hunter. Unfortunately, Hunter. He probably feels really stupid right now. I don't think so.
Let him cook.
He's poor. He's right. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Everybody get behind me. I'm going to protect you. Hunter, you missed on Ollie Gordon, Smitty. Am I right? You guys crack me up, bro. All I know is, yeah, that's right. That's right. Shaggy smells meatloaf.
I smell meatloaf.
Go get me a coffee. All right. Can't wait. Excited for Harvey Day. Look, there's two kinds of people in this world. Those that didn't draft Harvey and those that did. And those that didn't are going to be in here. We'll be able to see it. We'll see it. We can see it from a mile away. Yeah, but J.K. Dobbins will be back. There are those that drafted Hendy or held Hendy. Actually, let me strike that. There are three types of people in this world. Little math lesson. 1/3 of the human population drafted Hendy, and they still own him. 1/3 of the population drafted Hendy, and then they traded or cut him. That's gotta be painful. And then 1/3 of the population did not draft Hendy. Hendy. He's kind of a Hundy. He drops Hundies. Didn't draft him. They couldn't even trade him, and they don't own him. This is a special group right here. But this is the one that's painful right here. This is where you lie. You know that the map where it says this is you? Anybody watching right now, this is you. You drafted Hendy, you're holding Hendy, you're ready to explode with Hendy. This same thing applies to Hendy and Harvey. They're just certain types of people. The haters in the chat are going to be clear as they don't own them. And then they always say this, no, I own him. Yeah, I'm sure you do. No, I do own him, guys. I own him in 3. I'm just being realistic. I know what I'm dealing with is all it is. The thing, okay, so let's talk about Hendy versus Harvey. Hendy is Priest Holmes. And when you watch him, and I identified this last night when I watched him play, I've been trying to peg his comp for a while, and he's just been like a morph between, every amazing running back in the National Football League. Plays like Gibbs, has speed like Achane, has speed like Gibbs, plays a little bit like, I don't know, it's almost like a Lev Bell, and then I couldn't peg it, and I'm like, Priest Holmes. The way he navigates, especially at the line of scrimmage before deciding what wave to ride, and it's really what he does is Hendy's going and he's literally deciding when to go from that parallel with the offensive line, strike and weave himself into the fabric of the offensive line, and then knife and barrel through both lines. It is Priest Holmes like. Now, the difference between RJ Harvey and Priest Holmes, aka Hendy, is that RJ Harvey very much plays like Achane in many ways. And I do believe that no matter what, game script be damned, schedule, Smitty's got a bad schedule moving forward, this guy catches footballs. This guy becomes a wide receiver. Remember, Sean Payton made Alvin Kamara an 83 reception rookie running back. Remember that Sean Payton made Alvin Kamara an 83 reception sophomore running back. Remember that Sean Payton made Alvin Kamara an 83 reception third-year running back, 3 years in a row. I know that's hard to imagine. If you didn't play fantasy football extensively back then, Kamara had 83 receptions, and 83 receptions, and I believe it was like 81 or 85 that next year. So you can say what you want about the divide in Denver. Oh, he likes two running backs, but if I remember correctly, during Kamara's rookie year, he was running back 4. And during Kamara's rookie year, the same year, and if you remember Mark Ingram, he was great. He was running back 9 during the same year. I'm not worried about any divide, especially at this point with J.K. Dobbins out for multiple weeks. We're talking about Harvey getting 12 to 14 carries a game, I would say is about what you would expect. Maybe more. It could be 18, but getting 4 to 6 targets a game minimum, and probably somewhere along the lines of maybe even 4 to 7 targets, and somewhere along the lines of 4 to 6 receptions per game. So the touchdown opportunities are there for him even more so than J.K. Dobbins ever flirted with, but he's also getting what he was getting, which was design plays for him. This right now, I don't know if anybody knows, but per touch, this is a top 5 running back right now in the National Football League. Top 5 RB per touch, RJ Harvey. What do you think that's going to translate into? What do you think's going to happen when RJ Harvey starts getting starter work full time? Because they don't call him Hat Trick Harvey for nothing. We now call both Hat Trick Harvey and Hat Trick Hendy the Hat Trick Brothers, is what we call them.
Let him cook.
Now, anything can happen, but E111, I got to ask you a simple question. Am I doing a Vidal show right now? Am I out here telling you how Vidal is going to win you a league? I like Vidal. But why on earth would you ask this question in the middle of a Harvey hype stream, E111, at the risk of getting blasted into oblivion? You're literally walking into the Lion's Den and asking if you should start the Lion. Now, which player do you think I'm going to say, E111? You know you're my boy, Blue. Everybody gets roasted once in a while, but what on earth do you think I'm going to say? Yeah, Harvey's going to the moon. It's time. He's going to explode. Vidal, Harvey. Go, Vidal. What kind of hype video would this be? Triple one? If I couldn't say Harvey over Vidal, why would I be live right now? Would this really be breaking news? All right, which means that Vidal probably will outscore Harvey, damn it. Just because I screamed about it. That's the way the fantasy football gods have it. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let's answer some of these super chats and then get to the phone calls potentially. We got a $20 hauler from Megas. Megas, appreciate your $20 hauler, young man. You are the man, the myth, the legend. We got H13 dropping a 20 wad on screen with his 8-2 team. Let's see if we can even help an 8-2 team. That's fantastic. 6-4 team here from G Money. Let's tackle these. Then we'll get to the remaining super chats. And then BBQ, because he's a goat here on this channel, let's read his real quickly. I don't think anybody's going to be opposed to that. People who never drafted, they are rookies, or owned and dropped Harvey are going through 5 stages of fantasy grief. Can't wait till bargaining stage kicks in. Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine dropping one of these guys. We saw it throughout the year where people were like, and by the way, New Age Outlaw gifting 20 memberships right now. New Age Outlaw gifting 20 memberships right now.
Let him cook.
New Age doing his thing. New Age doing his thing. BBQ doing his thing. We had a lot of people that came in here over the weeks and said, can we give up on Smitty? Smitty, can we please give up on Hendy? Are we ready to give up on Hendy? Am I right? Are we moving on from Hendy? Is it time? Because this is my first year playing fantasy football. Is it time? What about Harvey? Are we giving up on Harvey yet? Can we let go of this pipe dream of Harvey and Hendy? Because I don't know about you, but after 3, 4, 5 weeks, I tend to give up on players. Is it time to give up on them, Smitty? I don't know. 8-2 from H13. Herbo, Saquon, Kyron, Monty, Tank, Rice, QJ, JMO, DK, McBride, Pitts. Nobody accepting 2 for 1. Send Monty to second place Gibbs owner for AJB. As much as I don't trust AJB, I trust him at this value. I think that I could plug in AJB still into my flex spot over QJ or whatever. I'd start Rice, JMO, and QJ. I'd start Rice, JMO, and AJ without much of a hesitation. And that's me being one of the most pessimistic Peters on AJB that you could find. So Smitty approved that trade 100%.
You've just been Smitty approved.
New Age Outlaw, you still out there, right? I just want to make sure you saw me celebrating your glorious 20 gifted memberships. New Age, let me know if you're there, pal. This one here, so H13, thank you very much for the super chat. Megas with the $20 hauler. Smitty, need lineup help. My locks are Lamar, Hendy, CD, and Rice, but I need advice for running back 1, or for 1 running back and a flex from the following. ETN, RJ Harvey for me, bro. I could go RJ Harvey and ETN. I think that's probably your safest move. I think RJ Harvey and JMO is your higher risk, higher upside. Now, sometimes the higher risk, higher upside, people don't really hear me and they're like, okay, upside, there it is. And then they're like, Smitty, he had 2 points. That's the point. He could have 2 points. He could have 30. I think ETN probably dialed in for an 8 to 14 game. So you are risking losing 8 to 14 points with a guy that could score you 2 in JMO, but JMO has a higher ceiling. I think I would lean JMO personally. I think that with Campbell calling the plays now, or at least getting that assisted, play calling, kind of morphed type of play calling situation going, that it's working, and JMO needs the ball. This team is 6-4. We told you not to draft JMO. That was good advice. Now we've told you for weeks now to go get him from the individuals that drafted him and have buyer's remorse. That has been good advice. JMO, like we've said on the channel, because we're an adjust and adapt people, don't draft him, trade for him. His value's been appropriately on the rise. So to a T, we've been right on the JMO front. This situation, 6-4 in a 12-man half PPR may Bijan, Kyren, solid team. Ibuka, Debo. Yeah, so trades I should make before the deadline. I'm rolling with maybe keeping Bijan. I would be tempted to trade like Kyren and Debo for like a slightly downgrade RB like Rico or Javonte or somebody that's not a big drop at all, if not dead even, to upgrade your Debo Samuel. I think G-Money, that would be the best avenue. I can't tell you who those owners have, but I can tell you who the anchor piece would be for you to go look at their teams. So Rico would be one. I think Henry, if Henry's a downgrade from Kyren, and I think he would be considered a downgrade from Kyren. I think Javonte could potentially be that. I think some might view Jacobs as a downgrade from Kyren slightly, and some might not. So you could look into that. Barkley concerns people, I think, greatly. So you look at that. Other RBs that make sense for a, and again, not everybody that owns these running backs will look at it as a downgrade. You just got to find the one person that does. Rico would be my absolute favorite. What wide receiver can you upgrade Debo from? I would say Hendy, but that's not even a possibility anymore.
You've just been Smitty.
Hendy, you imagine trading Hendy or dropping Hendy? I think anybody that dropped Hendy and had to watch what he just did is literally quitting fantasy football. I don't think that there's a way to come back from that. I really don't think, especially if you drafted him and then didn't. Imagine the double kick to the nads like that. You draft him. You believe in him. You're so quick to get rid of him, even though we said not to. Stop thinking like that. Imagine drafting Hendy and then cutting him. If you can, let me just say this. If any of you did that, I'm sorry if you did in the chat and I didn't see it, and I'm sitting here just rubbing salt into an open wound. But if you did that and you're still here, you got the thickest skin in the business, and I will, Smitty, approve that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I will. John, are you still making embarrassing yourself? You had 2 passing TDs and a rushing. Are you still embarrassed? Because last night you were embarrassing the hell out of yourself on the live stream. Trying to down talk Hendy. Like, no, John, it was like going to Times Square right when the ball is about to drop and telling everybody, this isn't good. You should just go home, everyone. This isn't going to be that good. The ball's going to drop and all of you should just go home. 10, 9. And John's like, guys, everybody should just leave. Everybody should just exit. The exits are over there. 7, 6, get out of the way, John. Shut up. Like, John, you were in here. It was embarrassing. I was, you know, when someone does something when you're embarrassed of them and you're not even involved, I was embarrassed. I didn't read any of it, John, but it was, you know, out loud, but it was embarrassing. I mean, you know, John, the phone line's open. If you would like to call in, if you want to call in, John, and talk about it, the phone line's right there. Only for John. But John, you're going to get dunked on. I'll dunk on you so hard you'll never play basketball again. But the phone line's right there. Call in with your 3.1 yard per kick. Call in, John. I don't think you will, but the phone line's right there. This team 6-4. So yeah, let's try anchor to these guys. The other running backs that maybe make sense would be James Cook, but I don't know if Kyron's going to be looked at as lesser than James Cook. You just got to try it out. So G-Money, go after these teams. Believe me, John ain't calling. John doesn't play basketball. Okay. G-Money, appreciate you very much for the super chat. Appreciate all you guys for dropping the super chats. Imagine trying to defend the stance right now. I don't think anybody could. I don't think the best impromptu speech team high school champion could come in and say, okay, you got 5 minutes to prepare. Here's your note card. And the speech team champion, I can defend anything. I can argue any side of anything. Argue against Hendy. Are you out of your mind? The guy's had 5 touchdowns in 2 games. He's 200 yards in 2 games. He's house call Hendy. He's got an actual radio station song and station dedicated to him. I forfeit this championship. I'm not going to go out there and debate this. I'm going to get creamed. What am I doing back there? All right. Oh man. You know, The best is when someone says something negative about Hendy, like literally, it's like at Times Square. Somebody, excuse me, everybody, please leave. This is not good. You won't enjoy yourself. Shut up. Get down. The best part though is when that person says they have Hendy. They don't have Hendy. You don't have. How could you have Hendy? If you had Hendy, you'd be so biasly in favor of everything that's going on right now. You wouldn't be able to see straight. You tell me you have Hendy. There's no way you've got Hendy, John. There's no way anybody that's in here doubting Hendy right now or Harvey has a single share. Maybe you're doing a free league or a best ball draft and you're lying to yourself to say it. No, I own Hendy in some best ball drafts where I'm not winning or in a free league or a mock draft. But you don't own Hendy. You don't, John, none of you haters on Hendy or Harvey own Hendy or Harvey in a single league where you can win money or win a championship of any sort of note. Not a single one of you own Hendy or Harvey. There's no way you'd be in here mad dogging him off of what looks to be top 5 running back unleashing performance. John, listen to me carefully because I think you're maybe brand new to football or something. This performance by Hendy was not good. It was great. It was not great. It was amazing. If you don't see elite, electric, top 5 running back value from last night's running alone, you can take out the big 2 huge runs if you want, John, from the week prior. But if you don't see an elite running back, bro, you better switch to fantasy baseball. I just got to tell you that right now. You better switch to fantasy baseball. And nobody cares about you giving people realistic expectations, John. No one needs your advice on it. John says, just trying to give people, John, it's very generous of you to come out here and try and tell people, just trying to give the people a realistic expectation because John knows. John's got the Gray's Book Sports Almanac. John's been in the DeLorean. The flux capacitor's shining bright for John. He's just trying to give you all very great. It's very graceful, very gracious man. Trying to give everybody the heads up, to set the expectation that Hendy's just not going to do good because John's on the case.
You've just been Smitty Diss. Your Bijan card has been. You're done. Take a big laugh. Get laugh.
John, go get me a coffee. I don't drink coffee, so when you bring it back, I'm going to take it, crumble it into a little ball, smash it, and throw it on the ground, tell you to go get another coffee. Trade Javonte for Pickens and Harvey. I would take Pickens and Harvey at this stage of the game, but honestly, it could go either way. But this is definitely a fair trade. You know, Javonte's not to be discarded. Here comes Harvey Claus, right down Harvey Claus lane. BBQ, that's a good one. I might need to do that. Harvey Claus. Let's try that. Remind me of that. Let me write that down. We'll figure something out for that. Harvey Claus. Here comes Harvey Claus. Here comes Harvey Claus. Right down Harvey Claus lane. The one little boy who's not on Santa's list is John, who always complains. But Harvey Claus is such a good boy, he'll probably bring John some coal. But John will complain with coal all day, 'cause John in his heart has a big hole.
You've just been Smitty approved.
But John's looking out for us. John's looking out for us, thank God.
Thank God. Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
What would we do without John? Looking out for us. I don't know. All right. Javonte season is still maybe in full effect. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Sup, Goat. I'm 6-4. Bijan, Harvey, starting Bucky, Tucker, bench. Do you trade Bucky for Ferguson? If I like losing, I do, but absolutely not. What are we doing?
You've just been Smitty.
At the risk of getting you mad at me, look, I'm always going to be blunt. My bedside manner is not the best, but is this John? You want John's burner? Johnny, you want a burner here? What are we doing here? Bucky for Ferguson. Lost Kraft. I don't care who you lost. The waiver wire is probably the best place to go get a replacement. Or, look, you could get Ferguson, the Rams guy. I'm not trading Bucky Irving. There's no way at all. I don't care if Bucky's on your bench. You could get Tyler Warren for Bucky. You could get Bowers in some sort of trade with Bucky. You could probably get Bowers straight up for Bucky. Like, what in the hell are we doing? This person's trying to rake you over the coals. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right. I traded Ibuka and Barkley for Gibbs and Jacoby Myers. I got Cook, Harvey, Dowdle, London, Hampton, Vidal, Laporta, Baker. I just sat. Need a wide receiver too. I look. I don't know what the hell you're asking me here. I traded Ibuka and Barkley for Gibbs and Jacoby Myers. I'm okay with that. I got Cook and Harvey, Dowdle, London, Hampton, Vidal, Laporta, Baker. I just sat. Need a wide receiver too. I look. I don't know what I'm doing here other than I'm going to tell you, if you're making a trade, if you're trying to trade for a wide receiver, is that what you're saying? I would definitely consider moving moving Vidal and Hampton for like some sort of undervalued wide receiver. You could say Pickens fits the bill. You could say, obviously, Ibuka, but you're not going to get that. Adunze's interesting. Adunze, Pickens, Adams being banged up right now. Honestly, I can't stand AJB, but like that's still an option for a team that needs a wide receiver and is using some. I think that's what you're asking me. If I'm wrong, please re-ask the question. I appreciate you. Kodo, what's up, my boy? Appreciate you all here. JMO, Smitty, what about JMO? Love JMO. JMO in that trade? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could go after JMO. That's a good one. I maybe try and get JMO and something, but trade ETN for Pickens. I'm fine with that. I think Pickens is still a damn fine good wide receiver. I honestly feel like it's a pretty even trade. Maybe you could get a little more for ETN, but, try. But if not, I think that's a fine trade. This one from Taylor. Taylor says, full PPR 12. Flacco, Darnold, JSN, Lamb, Ibuka, love the receivers. Jacobs, Harvey, Kittle, Monty, love the team. Should I trade for a better QB? I would consider it, but at what cost, I don't want you to get rid of really anything other than maybe Monty. I would trade Kittle, I suppose, if I could get a solid backup. So if I could trade Kittle and Flacco for a quarterback upgrade, Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Herbert, I would do any of that. I definitely think Kittle is worth swapping for that consistent quarterback play. Not to mention Kittle comes with some risk, injury risk, blocking risk, and he's out, basically taken out of a lot of consistent. But Purdy coming back could mean that Kittle does have a big game this week. Need one, Flacco, Tua, Brissett. I'll probably go Flacco. Need two, flex, DK, JMO, B-Rob, Burden, Burchard. I'd probably go right now. I'd probably go I'd probably go DK, and I feel like Burden could start to get some uptick. But you could wait a little bit. But who do you put in? B-Rob Jr. could get some garbage run. I think B-Rob Jr. is maybe an intriguing play, but I think it's probably... Chad, am I right? DK and Burden? Or would you go DK and B-Rob? B-Rob's interesting. I truly think you could get some garbage run. Chase Brown, ETN, Harvey, pick 2. Hendy time, that's right. Chase Brown and probably Harvey this week anyway. And then we'll take it from there and see week by week. Start a running back and a flex. Let's go Harvey and Kyron. But I'm not opposed to Kyron and McConkey, but I think I would go Harvey and Kyron. The news is just too glorious. I mean, imagine sitting Hendy in a, like we said, Hendy's high risk, high reward, but some people had like Rico, they had Hendy and Rico, they had, ETN and Rico, ETN and Hendy. There was a lot of close calls, but the consensus was going into last night's game is you've been waiting this long for Harvey and Hendy. Like, do you really want to sit him during the week? Can you imagine what it feels like to have gone ETN instead of Hendy last night? And then now you're sitting there going, God, I waited this whole time and I don't get to. You're just probably going to hate him. You're just going to hate. You're going to have some built-in resentment for Hendy because you drafted him, you believed in him, you waited on him, and then you didn't play him. It's the same thing with Harvey. You know, are you really going to be okay with yourself the next day? Pick 3, Sutton, Addison, Michael Wilson, or Debo. I like Michael Wilson this week with MHJ injured. Addison, Sutton. I'd probably put Debo on the bench. But anything can happen. I mean, Debo's still a solid player. It's just the situation sucks. Hey, Smitty, who do I start? 10-man, 2 flex, Harvey, Addison, or Metcalf? 2 flex, again, Harvey, and then probably Metcalf. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. 4-6 team, Dak, look at it. Harvey, Walker, Sharps, JSN, Lamb, Rice, Kelsey. Trade deadline is soon. Really want to win out. Should I hold? I probably at 4-6 is tough with Bucky, but it looks like he's probably coming back next week. So if you were to make a trade, it'd have to be something that you don't feel bad about a week from now. And I think Hendy and Harvey suffice right now anyway, right? So you just put them in, and JSN, Lamb, and Rice. I think you're covered. I don't think you're making really any trades unless I'm trading Bucky and Walker for like one slightly safer, better running back like Rico. I mean, you could trade Bucky for Rico straight up, but Bucky and Harvey for Rico and something, you know, like J-Mo or something cool you could throw in the lineup. Quarterback upgrade from Dak or Stafford into Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar. Maybe try that. You know, if you could maybe try Walker and Stafford, Dak. You could even give up both quarterbacks if it's one QB, and I assume it is. Both quarterbacks to give the person security. Both quarterbacks and Walker for their Mahomes, Lamar, or Josh Allen. I think that would be the most intriguing potential trade for your team, and just leave the running back stable the way it is, because damn, you know, it's pretty solid, bro. Pearsall rest of season or trade high on Hendy. Trade high on Hendy. Pearsall. First of all, Pearsall rest of season, no. But would I cut him, or if I needed a receiver, would I pick him up? Like, sure, you know, Purdy loves him, and when he comes back, he's good, but he's injury prone. Or trade high on Hendy. 4 wide receivers to, I don't know what you mean trade high on Hendy. You mean you have him and you want to trade him and sell him high? Sell high on Hendy? I would say why? You know, I mean, you could. It depends on what you get. I think I'd rather sell Kyron than sell Hendy, to be honest with you. But if you could get a wide receiver in the building that's named JJ or Buka or Rice, then yes, I could sell one of the running backs, Hendy or Kyron, but I would want that. I would explore that. I'd explore Kyron for one of those wide receivers. I would probably hold Hendy. Sit 1, Lamb, London, Dowdle, Rice, Chase, Brown, Egbuka, or Harvey, 8-2. First place team, first place in 10-man, full PPR 2 league. Okay, it's great. Sit 1, geez, bro. I wouldn't say you need to make a trade either, because the depth is nice, and it's like, you know, at the end of the day, man, you're 8-2. Like, you don't need to really do anything. Chase, Brown, Rice, Dowdle, London, Lamb. Chat, which one are you sitting out of these guys, please? Sell Hendy. Have you heard nothing? H. I don't know, bro. I don't understand people either. Sell Hendy. Sell Hendy. Have you heard nothing? Have you heard a single thing coming out of Smitty's mouth? I mean, really? I agree. I don't understand. Should we sell high? Do we get out of this thing? John says it's not going to be lucrative. Should we get out? John's on the case. John says it's not a good idea to hold him. He says he's trying to help us and set the expectation. Guys, who are we sitting here? I'm getting a couple Chase Brown votes. I kind of agree. Like, I love Chase Brown. I'm not sitting Dowdle. I'm not sitting Rice. I'm not sitting Lamb. I'm not sitting Buka. And I'm not sitting Harvey. That's just plain and simple. So it comes down to Chase Brown and London. And I don't want to sit London. I don't want to sit Chase Brown, but I think you probably do have to sit Chase Brown. But it could work out badly. The chat seems to agree, so at least you got consensus groupthink, and if it doesn't work, you could be like, well, it didn't work for everyone in the chat that also voted. So have we brought up the fact that his name is Trey, and he scored 3 touchdowns? Self-fulfilling prophecy. 3! Yeah, we did do this when he did it, when I was doing the celebration, like shoot the 3. But yes, Harvest, we have brought it up and appreciate you. Yeah, it's bro. Hendy is absolutely marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. And everybody that has him should be rejoicing right now and celebrating. And don't let the one person in the front row going, just put a hand, everybody. Everything, it's going to come crashing down. I have him. I definitely drafted him. I mean, I got like lots of shares. Oh, yeah? Where are they at? Well, I don't have my phone with me, but I do own Hendy. I'm just very biasly against this situation. How good was Hendy's performance? He made non-smiling Vrabel smile. Exactly. It made Vrabel forget about everything that happened between Hendy and Vrabel's wife, apparently. Whatever had gone down, Vrabel's clearly forgave him. Allegedly. Should I trade Hendy plus AJ for Nico? No. No.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
You're not disapproved, but the trade would be. Jesse, thank you for the blank dollar hauler. Appreciate you very much. This one here from Rolando. Who can I trade Mahomes for straight up? Running back, wide receiver. I'd probably say let's see, Mahomes for Javonte and then higher. So Rico and then go down to Javonte. So Rico, Cook. Now Mahomes won't get you every one of these. Like you can just go have your pick. You're just gonna have to try Hendy, Harvey, and something. Chase Brown, Cook, Henry, Judkins, and Rico. Probably my favorite. Bucky, Judkins, Rico, Bucky would be my absolute favorite for you to sell as high as possible if you were to trade Patrick Mahomes away. Start which 3? Harvey, Henry, Swift, and Brown. Man, sitting Swift is so risky because he's playing so well. Harvey, Henry, Brown. I'd probably sit Swift, but damn, man, that trio or quad is a tough one to pin down. I just think I'm starting all 3. I'm not sitting Harvey, Henry, or Brown, so it's like I'm not trying to sit Swift. I like Swift right now. I'd trade Swift if I can. Those who know football saw the small things that Hendy did. Yeah, and that's why I said John to call in. John won't call, though. But anybody that's talking bad about Hendy right now, they don't know ball. They just don't. Or you would understand what he did last night. He looked remarkable. The ability to knife between the defenders and navigate the offensive line and hitting the hole the way he did, how quick he looked on that first touchdown run where he got pushed into the end zone. The early stages of that run, it looked like it was on 2 times speed. The man runs 22 miles per hour. He has 5 touchdowns in 2 games. He's averaging 4.9 yards per carry over his last 2 games, the only 2 games he's starting. He has over 200 rushing yards in 2 games. 5. Did I mention 4.9 yards per carry? I mean, anybody that says that there's something wrong with Hendy's game last night literally is the biggest casual I've ever met, and my phone line is open for me to dunk on you. So you can call in. I'm waiting for you. Those who know football, yes, sometimes something Stevenson can't get figured out is ball awareness protection. Yes, he is elite. Thanks, Smitty. You're right, Curry. He is absolutely elite. Only a lazy take or a casual would say otherwise, especially even if you refine it down to just last night, where the yards per carry weren't as good. If you don't see an elite, elusive ball master from last night's footage alone, I feel bad for you. Is Woody and Ramondre Stevenson enough for Bucky? Yeah, no, it's not enough. But if you get it, we quit our jobs and we come work for you because you'll be a magician. It's not enough at all. Trevion, my wayward son. Thank you, Trash. Appreciate you. Jesse, thanks again for that super chat. Jesse with another one. Jesse, thank you for that blank super chat. Appreciate you. Send Kyron and Doomsday Higgins for Hendy and JJ. I would take Hendy and JJ probably, but it's a close one. There's a lot of moving parts there that make that complicated. 5 and 5 got offered Bucky and Puka for Gibbs and Pickens. I would take Bucky and Puka for Gibbs and Pickens for sure. That's a very nice trade. Would you sit Kyren or Genty for Harvey? I'd probably. This is going to come down to kickoff. I wish I could give you an answer now. The best I can give you is some groupthink. Everybody, please vote Kyren, Genty, Harvey. Pick 2. Pick 2. Or rank them. Harvey, rank them. Better yet, rank them. Kyren, Genty, Harvey. Kyren, Genty, Harvey. Please rank them. And Thomas, let's reassess this as the week moves along. Trade MHJ in a 27 first and 326 seconds for Genty. I'd take Genty. I still very much believe in his long-term value. Smitty is picking up Otten for Trey Benson. Worth it. Gadsden's fine. So you're going to play No, I wouldn't drop Benson right now. You're Megas, I've noticed this about you. You tend to plan for the worst when even the news is trending very well for somebody. You're like, okay, if Hendy is abducted by aliens tomorrow, what should I do to plan for that? Like, you are fine. You know, Gadsden, the latest report I have on Gadsden, we'll be breaking this down at 8 p.m. Eastern. I've got a whole bunch of news, a slew of news to go over. Gadsden, the latest on Gadsden is this. Gadsden is not on the final injury report. So what are you doing, Megas? You're trying to predict that he's injured. No. You're good. 10-man. I do like Otten, though, but not dropping Benson. 10-man PPR, 5 and 5. Have Judkins, Achane, Buka, London, Lad. Should I swap any to put in Harvey? I'd probably put Harvey in for Lad if you can make that, if that's a flex move. But I still love Lad. I'm not saying sit Lad necessarily, but like I'd rather not sit Harvey. You know what I'm saying? We got a $20 hauler from KJV, my boy KJV, dropping a 20 watt on screen. KJV, you're the man, the myth, the legend.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Yeah. Let's see. What would John do in this situation? That's a very good question to ask, Gilberto. QB, Dak, Goff, JD5 on IR. Running backs are Kyren, Hendy, Harvey, Chase Brown. Wide receivers, Chase, Rice, Adunze. Tight end, Bauer started 1 and 4. Now 5 and 5. Trying to upgrade my running back spot for Javonte. What would you send? Well, I don't know what John would do, but I would probably say with this team, I almost want to stand down. I like Javonte, but you're saying upgrade your running back spot. Like, how is Javante's good, but how's Javonte upgrading your running back spot? You got Hendy, you got Harvey, you got Chase Brown, you got Kyren. Like, Javante's the last person I'm going to get because he's just one of the same, you know, of this group. You're going to get Bijan. Trade Kyren and Chase Brown for Bijan. That's what I would do. Javante's not on my mind here. It's like saying I got, you know, a steak in the fridge. I've got some loaded baked potatoes in the oven, and I'm like, man, I really want to upgrade tonight's meal and go get that teriyaki chicken down the street, which might be good and it's comparable in some ways, but like, what are we doing, bro? Your team is fantastic. Javante's not needed here. Or do you have Javonte in here is what you're saying. If you're saying you have Javonte, you're not putting him in there and you're trying to trade Javonte. Same concept. Go get Bijan using Javonte, Chase Brown, and Kyren or whatever. Or Gibbs. I'd trade all three for Gibbs if you had them. If you don't have them, you're trying to get Bijan using Kyren and Chase Brown. Honestly, if I've got to throw in something else, I probably would. But yeah, definitely. Trade Kamara for Harvey. Rare. What do you think I'm going to say, bro? What do you think I'm going to say to that question? Smitty, trade Kamara for Harvey. Is this a Kamara stream? Are we out here pumping up Kamara? Like, if I was to say yes, trade or no, don't trade Kamara for Harvey, why would I be live right now? Would Harvey being the starter for the foreseeable future be worthy of a live stream if my answer was don't get RJ Harvey? So hopefully that answers the question for you, and I appreciate you. 2-for-1s. That's my idea, KJV. I don't really have... Would I go after a potential, you know, Bucky doing that same kind of concept? Yes. Bucky and something. Rico and something. I think with Bucky and Rico, you can do it 2 for 2. But what about Smitty? I know we're excited about all this, but what about Kamara? I got a good one, guys. Aaron Jones or Harvey? Let's stump Smitty. This is a stump Smitty episode. Well, let's see if we can make this live stream look like it should never have happened. Smitty, what about JCM? You liked him earlier in the year. You think we should start him this week? Stafford, Baker, Dak, Kyron. Don't get mad at me either, Rare. People get mad at me the other day. People get mad at me because I'm a little snippy. Like, don't get mad. Just roll with it. I'm sure Rare will be fine. But what about Keenan Allen for Harvey? Are we doing that one? I mean, Smitty, I imagine that you have a Keenan Allen drop somewhere, don't you? No, I don't.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Stafford, Baker, Dak, Kyron, Dowdle, Judkins, Chase Brown, Woody. The Woodmaker. The Woodmaster. The Woodkeeper. Rice, Buka, Addison, MHJ. Bijan owner told me to send him an offer. Who do I offer? Well, boy, or is he going to be in store for a nice little deal from you? Because I'm going to tell you to give up the world, bro. Give up Kyron. Give up Chase Brown for Bijan. If he doesn't take it, you accidentally say this. This is what you do. Or if you're not in communication, if you're in communication with them, you accidentally said, I'll give you MH. Wait, no, I shouldn't do that. What? You're going to give me MHJ too? And I think you get it done. I'd do it all for Bijan. I would. Especially with your team. You'd have Dowdle, Bijan, Judkins, bro. You still got the Woodmaker making wood in the fourth running back spot. Your team's unbelievable. I would do it. I'd try and get something else back, but send him the original offer, Kyron and Chase Brown for Bijan, and do it live. But you definitely use the trick of sending it with MHJ, then withdraw it right away. Or that's if you can't talk to him. If you can talk to him, be like, what if I threw MHJ in, enter, wait a couple of seconds, and start typing, wait a minute. That's probably too much. And then let it simmer. Don't say anything. Let him come back to you. Told me send him an offer. Do that. Bijan to the moon, bro. Bijan's one of the best buy lows in fantasy right now. KJV says, what to for Gibbs? Same order has him. KJV, you got to add it in here. I don't have your message here anymore, my guy. What to for Gibbs? I think I just said it. The same thing. The same thing I said for Bijan. Same exact thing for Gibbs. It doesn't change anything. But if you have included in the message, but I'm almost positive that what I just said about Bijan applies to Gibbs too. I mean, yeah, same thing. Now, if you got to send more, let me go look for your message. Remember, I don't keep the messages in front of me, so I can't. I mean, I'm still trying the same thing, bro. I'm still trying the same thing. You got Chase, Rice, and Dunze. I'm still contemplating giving him a Dunze if I've got to for Gibbs. I'll tell you that. It is what it is. You know, ride with Gibbs or don't ride with Gibbs. It's up to you. 12-man PPR, 5-5. Have Judkins, HM, Buka, London, and Ladd starting. Should I swap any out for Harvey? I think I just did this one. It was the Laddie boy. Thank you for the message, the Laddie boy. But I don't know if Ladd is going to have a good game, but I'm still putting Harvey in over him. But trade Cook and Hendy for Bijan. Chat, vote on this one. Cook and Hendy or Bijan. I think I lean Cook and Hendy. If it was Gibbs or JT, it'd be different. And it's not to say I don't love Bijan. And again, I've defended Bijan's situation. I just think with this situation, Cook is undervalued. Hendy's amazing, and the sky's the limit. I'd probably say Cook and Hendy, but that's a tough one. That's a real tough one. Had to pick between Hendy and Rico this week. I'm sorry, bro, if you chose the wrong one. Appreciate you. Vote Cook and Hendy, Cook and Hendy, Cook and Hendy, Bijan, Cook and Hendy, Cook and Hendy. There you go. Rico, Judkins, Harvey, Vidal, Ladd, Tet. Bowers, Gadsden, please pick 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Let's go Rico. Let's go Judkins. Let's go Harvey. And then let's go wide receiver-wise. We're going to go Ladd and probably Tet. And then your tight end is Bowers. Now, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Final answer. Ladd, Tet. Not close. That's the easy one. There's no wavering, honestly. JS minus the N. JS says roster, okay. Upgrade QB, trade JD5 for Purdy. No, thank you. Why? Why would we do that? Or stay put. I think I stay put for the most part, but I do like the squad. Assuming you can start all 3 running backs, I think I'm good to go with this squad. I mean, the only thing you can maybe sell high would be, I don't think there's anything to sell high. Be on the lookout for quarterbacks that get cut, or Joe Burrow's out there. You obviously grab him. But Darnold's solid, bro. You know, you could grab Mariota for some scrub, like Musgrave. I don't know. We'll see. Or some other player that you're not listing here. You could potentially grab just to make sure if Darnold went down, you weren't screwed or something. Or you could just roll the dice. I mean, you could go Milrow, actually, if that happened. But Darnold's pretty solid. I think you're good. JS, I would stand down. What an honor. I'm calling this guy JSN. He's probably like, gonna walk with a little extra pep in his step today. He's like, Smitty called me JSN twice. In a trade where I'm offering Monty for AJB, if he doesn't want Monty, I am better off swapping QJ for AJB. Of course. Yes. I would rather do that. I'd definitely do that over Monty. I keep Monty. I just didn't know that was in the cards. Or throwing Pitts. Give him Pitts and QJ and keep Monty. Then you have the best of both worlds in that trade, really. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Ruda, appreciate you. Too many Bengal players or any trade ideas. So Mahomes and Chase Brown, Buka, Rome, your team's unbelievable. Higgins, assuming you can start all 3 receivers, all 4 wide receivers, you're starting Rico and Brown and Judkins. If you can't start all 3 of those running backs and all 4 of those wide receivers, then we're probably trading not Chase, not Buka. We're either trading Rome or Higgins, whichever one gets you more, with probably Chase Brown. I keep Rico and Judkins. You go in Bijan shopping, Cook shopping, JJ, Nico. Yeah. Go shopping for one of them wide receivers, bro. And honestly, there's no reason why a Higgins and Chase Brown can't get you literally like a lamb if the person's, not thinking straight. They're getting off the elevator. They drop their pile of TPS reports. The offer's sitting there. They're frustrated. They hit accept. Anything can happen. JSN for JJ and Hendy. Woo! JSN for London Buka. Guys, can we get a vote on this one? Rank the order here. JSN would be what you'd write if you just want to keep JSN. JJ Hendy is what you'd write if you want JJ and Hendy. And London and Buka is what you write if you want London and Buka. Please vote. Right, just JSN if you want to keep JSN. This is almost too close to call. Buka and London's crazy, bro. JSN's the man, though. This is a tough call. London Buka, JJ Hendy. One JSN vote. I'm surprised we don't have more JSN votes because a lot of people love JSN so much, as they should. Jeez, bro. I guess I would lean toward. It depends. If you needed a running back, I would lean toward the Hendy JJ side. But JJ does. I'll talk about JJ at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. 6 p.m. my time. So get ready for that. But I think I would lean the London Buka side as well. But we'll talk about JJ at 8 p.m. Smitty, you created me a monster team set for the playoffs, 7-3. Mahomes, JT, Bucky, Hendy, Harvey, Rashi Rice, JJ, Ladd, Rome, Tyler Warren standing down for the playoffs. No more trades. How do you decide to start? I don't know how you're going to decide to start that 9.0 team.
You've just been Smitty.
One of the rare 9.0 teams that Smitty ever gives out. Like maybe 4 or 5 times a year, maybe 6 times a year. That is a 9.0 squad. Unbelievable team. Unbelievable. Like that's one of those things you just, every week it's just, boom. Another one goes down. Boom, you're just taking out people left and right. May, Genty, Hendy, Judkins, Harvey, CD, JMO, Tet, Judy, Pitt, Fannin. Want to start Harvey, but first 3 running backs are hard to sit. Trade away 1 running back to upgrade a receiver or stand down. If I'm trading 1 running back away, I'm probably trading Genty. I love him, but I would trade him. I would want to trade him most if I had to. And then if you compile that with like Tet, what can you get? Can you go get Ibuka? Can you go get Nico? Can you go get Rice? Can you go get Lamb? Can you get JJ? I think you can. So all those are on the table for me. Thank you for the super chat. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Llama, appreciate you. Pick PPR, pick 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a flex. Dowdle and Harvey, Buka, and I guess Dobbs. He should be good this week. And then you're, oh man, this is tough. 2 running backs, 1 flex. So Dowdle, yeah, you got to trade for a wide receiver, man. So yeah, Genty. Let's trade Genty and BTJ for like a 1 JJ or Nico or Rice or whatever. I don't know that I'm feeling really confident as to which 3 running backs to pick. Dowdle, Harvey, and probably I would say this week I'm going to go Genty. No. Guys, vote Javonte or Genty, but I'd trade one of them with BTJ for a receiver, if you can still trade. If you can't, Javonte or Genty this week, please vote. I do think Genty's going to have a day. I think Javonte could certainly bounce back and have a nice outing. I mean, he's been good this year. I'd probably lean toward Genty just by a hair. Do I dare start Harvey over Kyron? I think we address that later in the week. Chat, vote Harvey or Kyron, Kyron or Harvey. We need to address that later in the week. More will be said by Sean Payton, and then we'll have more information. We'll have more information in an hour, too, because I'll go live on this, talk about this a little bit more. Sales, thank you for the blank super chat. Appreciate you very much. Genty, Javonte, Kyron, Harvey, Kyron. Looks like Kyron's getting the vote right now. I like strategy, Kyron plus Brown plus MHJ for Bijan, but would you rather send Dowdle instead of Kyron? I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn on that one. I kind of like Dowdle a little more right now, but I love both of them, bro. They're both fantastic. I just think, I don't know. Kyron's safer. Dowdle's higher risk, but higher upside. Dowdle could be top 5 running back material. Kyron's probably 6 to 10, but Dowdle could either be top 5 or he could be 12, So I think you got to pick your poison there. Don't really like the bye week. Well, then if that's an important aspect, then yeah, switch it out based on the bye week. Sure, I'm fine with that. I think Kyron gets the deal done, though. Dowdle might not be as attractive, so if he wants to swap it out, I guess what I'm saying is I'm okay with putting Kyron in to get the deal done. But I do believe Kyron will be more attractive to trade, and it might trigger him to do the deal. Played Harvey early on, and he helped me win one of my weeks. I can only imagine what he'll do with touches, possibly beyond Saturn. Maybe, for sure. I mean, he had a hat trick playing part-time ball. Like, you know what I mean? Trade Rashad White and Kelsey for DK Metcalf. Sure. Or BTJ, no, or for BTJ and Pittman, no, Pitts, no. Running backs I have. Okay. Yeah, do that trade. I like that trade. Max, I think that's great. Everything else, I don't trade those 3 receivers, so I'm standing down. I'd maybe use Spears in some deal if I needed to. But yeah, that's a great trade, bro. That's fantastic. Jonathan with the super chat. Jonathan, appreciate you very much. Jonathan to the moon. 10-man, 7-3. Hurts, Judkins, ETN. Devontae Smith at flex. Do I have Harvey on the bench and want to start him? Do I plug him in for Judkins, ETN, or Devontae Smith? I would probably put him in place of Devontae Smith. I like Devontae Smith a lot, but it's either ETN or Devontae Smith. Guys, which one do we sit? ETN or Devontae Smith? And put the word sit next to it. Sit Smith, Devontae Smith, or sit ETN, so that he knows which one what you're saying for Harvey. Any moves 6 and 4. Buka, Rice, Achane, Warren. I definitely would trade Tyler Warren. Unless that's, I'm sorry, Jalen Warren. If that's Tyler Warren, I keep Tyler Warren. If that's Jalen Warren, I trade him. I think that's Tyler Warren because he's with the tight ends here. So great job. Tyler Warren to the moon. He's maybe the number 2 tight end. So Gibbs, Achane, Buka, Rice, Tyler Warren. Do not trade a single one of those players. Do I think you can make a move? I don't know. I don't think you need to. I wouldn't want to move any of those players. I just don't. They're all high value, kind of lower value than you can move Achane potentially for like a Rico and Adams, or a Rice and a Javonte or something like that. I'll be open-minded to the Achane move, but I also feel like Buka, Rice, Tyler Warren, Achane's pretty strong. I would consider, I mean, with Gibbs, of course. I would just stand down, bro. That you have 2 top 5 running backs. You got maybe 2 top 5 wide receivers. You got a top 3 tight end. Stand down. Rojo, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. Love it. Team's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I don't even think I'd do a 2-for-1. Even if someone came with a really solid one. Sid ETN. ETN's being the consensus sat player. Guys, I'll be back in roughly an hour for the 8 p.m. show. See you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. You guys absolutely rock. See you back in 1 hour.